Do you ever wonder, how can I make sex better for me? I'm going to answer that question in this video, so stay tuned. As a therapist, I hear about people's most personal stuff. And believe it or not, there's a lot of people out there who are unsatisfied sexually. They're not satisfied in the bedroom and they don't know how to get there. I'm going to give you 4 specific things that you can do to help you enjoy sex more. First off, I want you to ask yourself a question. And the question I want you to ask is, why are you dissatisfied? I think that one of the normal places to go is to blame your partner, is to say that they're not doing certain things or showing up a certain way. And so you're not happy with sex, you're not enjoying sex. But before you blame your partner might be part of the equation, but before you blame them, stop for a minute and look internally. Look at yourself and say, what is it about me? How am I creating this where I'm not enjoying sex? Are there things that I can shift, ways that I can show up in my life so that I can enjoy sex more? I'm going to talk about 4 specific things that you can do so that you can enjoy sex more. But before I do, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. One of the big things that gets in the way of enjoying sex is feeling like sex is naughty or disgusting or wrong. It's hard to step into being a sexual being when there's so much shame surrounding sex. So one of the first things that you can do in order to actually enjoy sex is to stop judging yourself. Stop judging the sexual being that you are and apply some self-compassion and some acceptance to who you are. It will help you to be more vulnerable. And as you're more vulnerable in the bedroom, you'll be able to connect more with your partner and enjoy sex more. The second thing that will help you enjoy sex more is to learn how to communicate effectively with your partner. So if you try to communicate through using blame, telling them that they're not enough or they should do this or they should do that, that's not going to help you enjoy sex more. Another common way to communicate that's not effective is by pouting or passive-aggressive behavior. If you're not getting what you're wanting sexually, when you use passive aggression to get it, it makes your partner not want you. They don't trust you. They don't want to be close to you, and they don't want to be vulnerable with you. And so they don't want to explore and they don't want to connect with you. So stop the passive-aggressive behavior, stop the pouting, stop the blame, and learn how to communicate in a vulnerable way where you talk about you. You say, this is who I am. This is how I'm feeling. This is where I'm at. Use I statements, not you statements, and open up to your partner about your struggles and your pain and your emotions and tell them who you actually are in a vulnerable way where you're not passive-aggressive and you're not pouting. Have you ever heard of the good girl syndrome? Let me explain. So the good girl syndrome is somebody who's raised in a very religious or rigid environment. And there's a lot of rigidity about sex. And what it says is that in order to be a good girl, then you need to be a specific way when it comes to sex. There's a lot of self-judgment and there's a lot of fear around sexuality. Now, healthy sexuality and enjoying sexuality is about creation. It's about exploration. It's about understanding who you really are. So if you have a lot of judgment and a lot of fear, you're going to shut that down. And what that's going to do is make it so that you don't want to open up. You don't want to be present. You don't want to be connected in those moments of vulnerability, in those moments of sex. So looking at that good girl syndrome, if you're a guy watching this, it's looking at your narratives and your judgment about sex and starting to realize, maybe you need to shift your perspective a little bit, change your paradigm about what sex is, that sex is something that God has created for our enjoyment and for connection. There's a lot of good resources out there, you guys, that help you overcome these feelings and this trauma so that you can let go of those things and enjoy sex more. A great resource in order to understand your own personal sexuality is a book called Come As You Are by Emily Nagoski. So check out that book. It helps you understand everything from what sexual health is, what sexual connection is, way down to the biology of how sex actually works. It will help you understand yourself better and get rid of those judgments so that you can engage more vulnerably sexually in your life. I have a podcast, and I've been doing my podcast for over 4 years now. We have a lot of episodes, but every September we do what's called Sextember. Every episode we talk about is sex. It's about sex between couples and in relationships and how to enjoy sex more. So check out my podcast, The Betrayed, The Addicted, and The Expert. I'm the expert in the podcast, and go learn more about healthy sexuality there. Ultimately, the thing that kills healthy, good sex is fear. So the more fear that you have, the more shame that you have, the less you're going to fully engage sexually and enjoy sex. So stop judging yourself. Stop telling yourself that sex is wrong and sex is bad. And do your own work, do your own trauma work, educate yourself about healthy sexuality, and you'll enjoy sex a lot more. If you liked this video about how to make sex better for you, then you better watch my other video, which is how to make sex better for your partner. And as you watch those two things together, then get ready for some awesome sex.